Any graduate from this side? Any graduate who wants money? Who wants money? A 3,000 bana, eh? Who wants money? Very simple question. On the table with a customer, so this is like a three. What to come to hapa? Nani hapo? Kuna mjamaa hapa. Haya. Vipi bro? Mimi wazee chinangu nitoa hiyo.
Yana itoaje?
Unaitoa mpaka. Hii pesa zikitoke. Mimi ni mzee, ndio French people. Nataka tu ni something so easy. Tumpatie dao. Sawa? Unasikiza? Je ne sais pas. Niambie nini? Mshamata Kiswahili ama Kiluya? Tumpatie dao. Uona ndio tu Kiswahili huyu wachanga haya. Who wants money? Who wants 1,000 gold? One time. Are there international relations students up? Who's done any language? Probably kwa mioko kwa graduates. Wako kwa graduates. Haya. Hey, you look lovely. Where's he? Hey. What's your name? Hey, Diana.
What are you graduating?
Law school. Let me see if our system will still be correct. How about we have some hope? I'll ask you the same question, by the way. Funny enough. Je ne sais pas. What does that mean in English? You don't know. So, who knows? I need someone who knows. I need someone who knows.
diplomacy. How many of you are studying international relations? Okay, all right, good. And I was just telling your Vice Chancellor that international relations is my passion. And what I studied is actually what I'm practicing right now. So when I asked your president what to speak about, she told me to speak about my experience and how I got to where I am today. So it started out in high school. I was very active. I wasn't an A student, I was just an average student. But I was very active in clubs. I was in the UN club, I was in the presidential award, I was in all these clubs. So it gave me an opportunity to travel a lot. So when I went to university, I was at USIU. When I went to university, I got the opportunity to attend one conference. It was the Euro MUN. You know MUNs, right? Do you have MUNs in Riara University? Yes, okay. So I attended this MUN, but you see this MUN, there was actually the European youth representatives there. And after that, there was a UN conference where I had to attend as like an observer. But in this UN conference that I was there, I realized that Kenya was being represented by a very old man and representing youth issues. So when I came back home, I decided to write a proposal. I wrote a proposal to the government and I wrote a proposal to the UN. And this was like now my last year before I graduated. And as you know, 70% of Kenya's population are under the age of 35. So we have so many young people, right? However, most of us do not get employed, right? Some of us have graduated, we've done our masters. Some of us even have PhDs, but we cannot get a job in Kenya. So what I decided to do was to be innovative. One, I identified what my passion was, and I realized my passion was people. And so I identified that gap, and so I wrote a proposal to the government and to the UN. And I asked them that I have seen that other countries in the European Union have youth representatives to the UN. And it's a provision in the UN General Assembly for governments to actually have youth representatives to the UN. And so when I came, I wrote to the government. The first thing is that the government rejected my proposal. First of all, they asked me, who are you? And why can't you just go back to school? In fact, there was a lady who told me, the best thing you can do, because I kept pushing. I kept going and then they tell me no. I kept going again and they told me no. So finally this woman just told me, listen, the best thing you can do as a young woman, just go, get married, get kids, relax. Stop all this, you know, siasamo. So, but I told her no. I believe in this and I believe what I'm doing today is going to make a difference. So they rejected. So the government for 2-3 years, they rejected that proposal. So what I did was to go to the UN. So I went to the UN and I said, this is my proposal. I'm proposing that young people should be represented in their national delegation when it comes to participation and implementation of UN processes. The UN told me this has to be a process of your government because you have to be nominated and you have to be appointed by your government. So they told me, unfortunately, we cannot do anything about it because we cannot force a member state. But what we will do is that we'll give you a job. So my first job, this was now my last year, when I had finished all my courses, I had not even graduated. So the UN said, we'll give you an opportunity to work at UNDP. UNDP was my first job. And I became a project staff in a youth project. And I was there for some time, but when I was there, I was very active. One thing you will learn when you go out there, it's very important to network. Networking is going to take you far. And every successful person that you know, right now, somebody has held their hand. And for me, that's what happened to me. Somebody held my hand. And that's why you'll always know that even when you go out there, your blessing is one person away from you. So always make sure that you're networking. I was very active actually. All the conferences, I was there. I always wanted to learn more. I wanted to see what successful people do. And I was just telling my colleague here right now, Rachel, maybe just wait, she also works for the UN. I was just telling her, if you're in a room like this and you realize that you're the smartest person in this room, know there's a problem. So for me, my friends were older. I had in fact, I used to hang out with 50-year-olds. because I was just there trying to learn more, because I wanted to grow. And so what happened was that because of that, it made me realize and learn a lot. And when I was in the UN, in fact, when I was just finishing my, my contract, I was approached by UN Environment, that is UNEP. And so I moved from UNDP and I went to UNEP, and I was doing South-South cooperation. Now, South-South cooperation, because of the experience that I had gathered, and because I worked so hard, which is another thing that I will tell you, is that hard work is very important. First, I have told you, you have to be passionate, right, about what you do, and you have to be consistent, because I never gave up. Every time the government shut me down, I kept going back. And every time they told me and discouraged me, I kept going back. So I was very consistent. Secondly, I never gave up. I was persistent. And I was passionate because I believed in what I did. And I believed that this is going to actually work. Then there was networking. I had to make sure that I reach out and I talk to the right people. I was very active. I went to conferences. I made sure that every opportunity there was to volunteer, I was actually there. So I became a volunteer for a long time with no pay, because I wanted to grow and I wanted to expose myself. And this opened so many doors. So when I was working for UNEP, I got the opportunity to organize one of the biggest conferences that there was on South-South cooperation, and it was hosted here in Nairobi. And 130 countries came, and there was heads of states, and I was actually coordinating this. So this is the time that the government, thank you. So this is the time that the government finally came and said, oh, we remember that girl. I remember like 2 years ago, she was trying to give us a proposal. And in this conference, you know, the UN Deputy Secretary General was there, and it was one of the most successful conferences at the UN. And that's when the government just called me and told me, we remember there's a proposal that you had given. Why don't you come back and we set the office for you to run this? And now at that point, I told the UN, okay, for me, I'm passionate, but I'm passionate also. My country part comes first. So, and because I love Kenya so much, I decided to go back to the government, and that's when I was appointed as Kenya's youth representative to the United Nations. So my journey has been absolutely amazing. There was no program, so it was now starting from scratch. How do you set up the office? What are your terms of reference? Which stakeholders will you get on board? You know, it was starting from scratch, and I created that from scratch. I wrote the proposal, I set up the office, I fundraised, and by then, because of the experience that I had at the UN, I had so many contacts that I could say, wow, we're doing this program. Why don't you run this program for youth? We're doing this, and we're doing this, and we're doing this. Networking was very important. Secondly, when I was there, the other thing that I learned that is very important is always to help people and always to respect the people who are under you. You don't get up there by stepping on other people. You get up there by holding people's hands up there, because you are such a unique person. So, and your uniqueness is what is fantastic. I enjoyed what the first speaker came here and spoke. So it was important for me to also hold hands to those young people who are coming after me, to ensure that they could also participate and they could also get the same experiences that I was doing. So with all the youth representatives to the UN in New York, I was actually elected as the global president, as the first, thank you, as the first African, the only African actually by then, the first woman, and I was the youngest to be elected. And it was such an amazing experience. And all this, I always say 3 things. You have to work hard. Life is not easy. You have to be innovative. You have to identify where the gap is, and you have to find solutions. The most successful people here in this world was when they identified a gap and they found an innovation and a solution for it. So dream wild. Go crazy about your dreams. Don't think that your dreams are so low or are not achievable. They are achievable. So dream as high as you can. And just make sure that your dream is not just a dream, but you actually take the step to actually go and do something about it. For me, I closed my eyes and I imagined myself speaking in front of 100 presidents at the United Nations, and my dream came true. And I spoke in front of presidents for 3 years, and every time I spoke, I had a standing ovation. It was absolutely amazing. So that was the dream that I had, but I did something about my dream. Secondly, it's hard work. There are no shortcuts in life. I will tell you the truth. You need to work hard. Work hard is key. But not just work hard, but you have to be consistent. Consistency. Every single time you're working hard, it's not that you're working hard today and then 2 months later you're done. No. You have to be consistent. And then you have to be passionate. You have to believe in everything that you're doing. Whatever that drives you, I was just telling your Vice Chancellor that it doesn't feel like a job to me because I love what I do. And so you have to always identify something that you love doing. And once you know what you love doing, then it doesn't seem like a job anymore. And so with that, I just want to wish you all the best. And thank you so much for having me today. Thank you. Congratulations again.
Anyway, to the guys having the glasses up, and you should happy for the best. May God bless you as you start a new journey. And in Jesus' name, we shall be wealthy.
Doing international relations, yes, from Riara. Yeah, I expect now to get into the field business and maybe get a job or something, at least, yeah. Yeah, I'm scared because everyone is complaining that there are no jobs, no job opportunities for us, but I'm positive, yes. Yeah, I had a good time with my friends. It was warm and good vibes going on. So yeah.
I expect everything good. Yeah, it might be naive, but I do. I want to make the best out of my life, and hopefully, I can start by using the certificate I'm gonna get from the school. It was really awesome studying here, and I got a lot of from the lecturers and everybody else. It was a great experience overall. So yeah, I'm happy and I'm excited, optimistic about the future.
Currently, I'm at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs doing my internship. So I expect probably to continue with my degree because I'm graduating from my diploma. And yeah, to build my CV and just grow more in everything, yeah. Yes, I did like the event. It was very amazing. I like the improvements. The dinner was great, and for everyone to be very organized, they came up with a theme and a dress code for everybody. It was very amazing. I especially loved the food, especially the fish. It was very perfect. Yeah. You're welcome. You too. Hi.
Hi, also.
Fine, thank you.
Mickey.
Laura.
Gitonga.
Imani.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, what did you guys do? Are you graduates, first of all?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Graduate from?
Computer science.
International relations.
Business administration. Same. Imagine we're best friends.
Yeah.
So random.
Like, dang, yeah.
And
The three of us.
It's like,
Anyway, we're
What's the
joking.
next step? What do you guys expect? Out there in the light, What is the next step? What do you guys expect? What do you plan, in life out there? What's the next step for you guys?
For now, we just like want to celebrate the small victories. Just like take it one day at a time, Yeah. Yes, same
Secure
thing,
the bag.
You gotta secure the bag, though.
According to me, success is a series of small wins. I think this is one of them. I'm going for more after this. Yeah.
Secure the bag, do masters, and do a lot more out here. Yes.
Yeah.
You love the whole dinner. Did you have fun?
First of all, I gave that 10.
Yeah.
Okay. It was really fun.
Mickey is a
The
square.
food was nice. The food was
Yeah.
People dance.
Dude, I don't remember.
Yeah. I enjoyed the food. That's all. I enjoyed the food.
The fish was great, by the way. The meat, anything that was meaty was actually so great.
So, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I hope you guys have a lovely night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
We just want to level up. Yeah, we just want to live life. And I'm actually going to do a master's. Yeah.
For me, it's just figuring out the market for whatever I've learned so far and looking for the niche that's in the market and trying to capitalize on it so that, because there are so many things that are relevant, but I want to do something else that's different, yes, and capitalize on it, yeah.
How's your night? Did you enjoy the food, the dancing?
Well, I think the ratio in Riara, the ladies are more. So, us men, I was joined with 3 women. I couldn't even move my hands. That's the issue.
Well, it was a good night. A big shout out to the administration for planning this. It was really, it was on top. It actually met my expectations, from the hosting to the emceeing to, shout out to everyone who came through. I had a good time. It's time to go right now, but yeah, it was lit. It was lit, yes. Thank you. You too, man. Aye.
Thank you so much. You guys have been awesome.
Bossy.